We continue with our debate. The question beginning this segment is for you, Senator Obama. The National Journal rates your voting record as more liberal than that of Ted Kennedy. In a general election, going up against a Republican Party looking for converts, Republicans, independents, how can you run with a more liberal voting record than Ted Kennedy?
Well, first of all, let's take a look at what the National Journal rated us on. It turned out Senator Clinton and I had differences on two votes. The first was on an immigration issue, where the question was whether guest workers could come here, work for 2 years, go back for a year, and then come back and work for another 2 years, which meant essentially that you were going to have illegal immigrants for a year because they wouldn't go back, and I thought it was bad policy. The second, and this I think is telling in terms of how silly these ratings are, I supported an Office of Public Integrity, an independent office that would be able to monitor ethics investigations in the Senate, because I thought it was important for the public to know that if there were any ethical violations in the Senate, that they weren't being investigated by the senators themselves, but there was somebody independent who would do it. This is something that I've tried to push as part of my ethics package. It was rejected. And according to the National Journal, that position is a liberal position. Now, I don't think that's a liberal position. I think there are a lot of Republicans and a lot of independents who would like to make sure that ethics investigations are not conducted by the people who are potentially being investigated. So the categories don't make sense. And part of the reason I think a lot of people have been puzzled, why is it that Senator Obama's campaign, this supposed liberal, is attracting more independent votes than any other candidate in the Democratic primary, and Republican votes as well, and then people are scratching their head. It's because people don't want to go back to those old categories of what's liberal and what's conservative. They want to see who is making sense, who's fighting for them, who's going to go after the special interests, who is going to champion the issues of health care and making college affordable and making sure that we have a foreign policy that makes sense. That's what I've been doing, and that's why, you know, the proof is in the pudding. We've been attracting more independent and Republican support than anybody else, and that's why every poll shows that right now I beat John McCain in the matchup in the general election.
Let's go from domestic to foreign affairs and Tim Russell.